What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button, guys and gals. I really appreciate it. So let's see what we have here today. Now this is going to be falling on the more affordable side of things, and if you are into a certain aesthetic, this is going to look and be pretty cool. So we have a free tiger knife, and the free tigers that I've checked out, the 2 or 3 models that I've checked out, have, all things considered, they've been pretty good. Now, as far as the heat treat on the steel, that's one thing I don't know about because I haven't had enough experience with them. They use D2 and like 420. So, I'm assuming they are, industry standard. But that's one thing I am looking to find out with them and kind of see how they run their certain steels that they use. So this has a very cool aesthetic. If you are a guy or a girl who likes pink, I think this is going to be a cool option because you have the coated blade and hardware along with the liners, so it really looks good. If this was, a satin, accented type knife, I don't think I would like it quite as much, but I also thought this would be a cool option for my fiance at some point, because she has a couple of pink items and this would fit right in, and she likes coated blades. So this is going to be the FT801 coming in 420 steel. Now keep in mind, guys, these are very inexpensive, going to be under $30, and typically, guys, like I said, the couple that I have had in, they have been very well done. As from tip to butt, they have been very well done. We have a nice, simple, clean drop point blade here. We have some jimping on the spine. The sharpening choil, not bad, not bad. You got some sharpening life in this guy. Could definitely be better, but I think if you work up past this point with this knife and it starts to kind of look aesthetically goofy, I think you've gotten your money's worth out of the $20 knife. I do like the touch with the black liners and hardware. That looks really good. In this case, they have a tooling for a flat or slotted head for the pivot, and then it looks like T6 on the body and pocket clip screw. That's a unique way to do that pocket clip. I don't know if I mind that. That's not bad. And then this should go in and out of pocket very easily. Let's see what it looks like in the pocket. It's going to act kind of like a milled clip, just the way it's mounted. So there will naturally be a little bit poking out of the pocket there. Oh, we're not all the way up. Pretty good retention on the clip there. So you'll have just a little tiny bit poking out there. Not too bad. Now, if you like really deep carry, this probably won't be for you, but that'll make for easy access and to put the guy away. And then we have a geared matching G10 backspacer with an integrated lanyard hole here at the very bottom, which keeps this thing looking pretty clean. I think it's a sleek looking design. I mean, it's a very neutral handle, very neutral blade shape, but done very well. And then we have a nice chamfer on that liner, and we have good access to it as well. As far as lockup goes, we are looking at about 40% or so, which is not a bad thing. The action on this is not bad either. Right out of the box, dropping to the thumb, and then a couple of shakes, a couple very light shakes, and or one heavy one will kind of put it away. Not even a heavy one, just kind of a little something on it will get it to go home. As far as centering goes, after all that little bit of flipping there, we are still perfectly centered. Yeah, it's a decent size. I don't know the price off the top of my head, guys. I'm going to guess about 15 to 20 bucks. Somewhere in that ballpark, and they probably have coupon codes and that sort of thing. And they've been really cool to deal with as well. Very easygoing. They don't have a ton of models, but the couple that they do have and the couple I've checked out, you know, for the most part, there's a couple of tweaks I'd make with each one. You know, but at the price point, you know, if that's where you're at, they are a decent option to consider. Branding is one of the main ones that I've come across, and then a few smaller tweaks here and there. And I'd love to see some expansion with them. Maybe moves, you know, to some new designs in like 14C and see them bump up into that $40, $50 range, somewhere in there. But they have a good baseline there, you know, with what they're doing. We have textured G10. They have a semi-contour to them, backspacer. Yeah, I'm digging on this one. Let's see what kind of edge they put on this guy. Or is it a gal? Huh, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know. Yeah. This is a goofy magazine. I don't even know where this one's out of. This was just kind of laying there. Yeah, not bad at all on the edge. And 420 is going to, you know, it's not going to hold an edge forever, but it's going to be very easy to put an edge on this 420. That's what I, you know, quote unquote, learned how to sharpen on. And 420 is, if I can sharpen it up, anyone can sharpen it up. Let's see what we got with some cardboard here on this guy. Going against the grain there a little bit. Going to guess that's a PVD coating there. Straight through. Let's go all the way against it. Yeah, not bad at all. Not too shabby at all. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see them, you know, and I don't know how long they've been on the scene, but I'd love to see them take advice from, you know, the community, or pointers, if you will, and also put those inputs into action and, you know, tweak a few things, add a few things, or expand on a few things. There's nothing wrong with making knives for 20, 30 bucks in 420 in D2. Nothing wrong with it at all. But with that being said, I'd love to see them jump up to kind of that next stage, into that like $40 to $60 range. And that would give them the ability to do more things, do a little bit better steel, because of a few tweaks with this, and they would have themselves a extremely solid knife. An already solid knife such as this, you know, keeping things in perspective with the price tag, you know, with an already solid knife comes extra scrutiny, you know, and that's my thing here. When we have a solid knife, then we got to really dive in and kind of pick it apart and make, you know, what will make it even better than it already is. And that's what, you know, it's kind of like that way with everything in life. Something that's doing well but has the potential to be better needs to be, you know, told that or shown that or whatever it is. That way it can grow or become better and better and better. And, you know, that's the whole point with giving the review, if you will, or the insight into the knife to everyone, and hopes that the company kind of sees that, takes note of that, and puts that stuff into action. I'd love to see that smaller. We don't need the free tiger on there, period. I think just the emblem. Move it up to the top right corner on the design and be done with it. Or move it right to the pivot, mill it or print it on the pivot and be done with it. And then we certainly don't need it on the back there. And if you want to do the little model and steel, that's fine. I'd rather just the steel, but do it smaller and do it sideways, and run it small this way along the handle, which we see very often. And if nothing else, just get rid of the free tiger and leave the 801 and 4, the steel marking. We don't need all the branding. That's what I'm getting at. The detent could be a little stronger. We do have a thick blade stock there. The detent could be a little stronger, but most people would probably think this is just fine. It'll be, the detent snobs in a sense that, would definitely prefer this to be stronger. But, if you intentionally go to flick this thing out, it's going to open up with some authority, but it's not going to take that lollygag crap. What we like to do if you are a detent snob. But a normal person, not going to mind this one bit. Yeah, a normal person. But you guys will have to let me know. Do any of you have experience with Free Tiger knives? I think they are a little bit of a newer company. And, I'm of the mindset, the more newer companies that come onto the scene, I think the better, because, if 10 new companies come onto the scene, there's a good chance that at least 1 or 2 of them, maybe even more than that, are going to start putting out some good knives. Everyone has to start somewhere. It's, what you do after you start and a lot of things that go into it. But there's a lot of companies who started out the same way, doing this same sort of thing. And now they are, mass producing several models every month. They're in a bunch of different price ranges and categories, and they're using several different steels. And, so the mountain climb is it's almost endless for some of these companies, because you have the ability to climb very, very high. And there's a lot of work that goes into it, though. But it's just better for us. The more companies, especially the ones that do better and grow and put out more options that are in competition with, whatever price range it might be. Let's just say 50 to 60. Then we got somebody coming up in that $50, $60 range that can compete with some of Kubey's lower price stuff, Miguron's lower price stuff, and that sort of thing, and it just breeds better knives for us as consumers. Better pricing, better materials, better builds. It just drives that all up. So it's only good, in my opinion. You'll have to let me know if you think differently about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on both that and the knife. That'll wrap this one up, guys. Let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up button if you didn't already. You definitely should have if you didn't yet. Definitely do that. Really helps out, guys and gals. And if you're new to the channel, I would love to have you here. Hit that subscribe button. And shout out to Free Tiger for sending this guy in for me to check out. Really appreciate it. And that'll wrap it up, guys. Love you. Catch you on the next one.